Hello everyone, and welcome to Dawn's Craft Riot. I'm finally back after 2 weeks off. Um, I know I had talked about possibly using the rust paint. You get me, Fab, you get me. I know I had talked about possibly using rust paint to do some decorating today, but I've done some reading and it looks like I'm going to need more ventilation than I can get in my house right now. So I'm not going to do a show for you that might put my health at jeopardy. You know, because that's how selfish I am. But if I do use that, I'll try and make a video to put up on my YouTube channel. Because if I can make a video outside, like if I can record it, then I could edit it and put it up as a video. It just wouldn't be a live stream. So hopefully I can show you that fairly soon. But for the live stream today, because it's been a rough little while here, I thought let's do something really nice and, well, for me, quite relaxing. And that is printmaking. So I'm using my, my homemade gelatin plate, which apparently is slimy right there. I got a little slime spot. Pardon me. This is a homemade gelatin plate. It is a homemade permanent gelatin plate. I've been using it for a few years now, as some of you know. I made this based off of the recipe, or I completely followed the recipe that Lindsay Wyrick, the Frugal Crafter on YouTube, supplied, and I've been enjoying it. I mean, it's not perfect. It has little bumps and things and like little divots in it. If I turn it sideways, maybe you can see. Now, I do have it on top of a sheet of plastic, and it is dirty, but you can see the little, there's some divots in it. It's pretty old. And it's, like I say, not professional, but I still love the results I get. So let's just get on with making prints. I have some, I'll show you what I've got. Pattern making wise. So I've got this piece of plastic that was on the, how did they do that? I'm trying to figure out how it was packaged. This was the top of a, oh, it went over a box. It went over a box of oranges. That's how it went. Okay, so this is some plastic from oranges. So that'll make a good, I think it'll fit my entire plate. That'll make an interesting pattern. And then also I have some drawer liner. So this is that foam that you can put in the bottom of your drawers or in your cupboards so that your stuff, your, oh, come on words, where are ya? So that you don't scuff up the bottom or so that things don't slide. So I'm going to use those. I've also got some drywall tape. And I've also got some stencils. I got some stencils that I purchased. Here's some alphabet and numerical. Alpha, numero. I don't know how you say that. Anyhow, there's some stencils. And I've got this piece of cardboard that came off of a set of candles. It was the front of a box, fresh cotton scent candles. And I thought we could use this to do some isolation prints. So let's just get started with paint. I'm going to start with some sapphire blue paint. I'm using craft paint, Crafter's acrylic. On the gelatin plate, you have to use paint, I would say. Not if you try and use inks, you're just going to stain your plate. At least that's been my experience. There may be folks who get better results than I do. And you may be able to follow their instructions to get good results as well. You made it back. Oh, there's a problem with that paint. That paint is very not shook up. You can see the clear agent in there. Whoops. I haven't used my paints in a while, guys. Let's see if we can shake it and get it into a more paint-like state. So I got some red, I got some blue going on over here. Let's throw some white on as well. This is a little bit thicker. This is a different kind of craft paint. Still, it's from my dollar store. Oh, it's very much thicker and sure is going everywhere. Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna pick that up, the part that I blobbed over with a palette knife. And I'm gonna chuck a couple dots of yellow on here too. Oh geez, it was looping on you. It kept saying homemade jelly plate. So you thought I went insane? No, you probably realized it was looping. Homemade jelly plate. Homemade jelly plate. Oh no, don't do it, Don. That's very rude. Try to simulate your experience. Hopefully it's not looping on you again. Watch, it'll just be my luck that me trying to recreate your experience makes it happen again. There's a lot of paint on here. I used way more than I needed, but I haven't made a jelly print in quite some time. I think the last time I did it was with you guys. Right here. Okay, so way too much paint, but we're gonna live with that. I'm gonna roll off my brayer onto just a book I have. Actually, it's a car specs book that you can get at a car dealership. It tells you all about the things you can find in your car. I saw it there and thought, that's a lovely book with nice thick covers, so I took it. We did end up buying a car, so I don't feel guilty about it. Oh no, it looks like you've been booted again. Alright, I'm going to start with the... I'm going to start with this orange thing. This cover from the oranges. Oh, and that looks like you're back. How strange. Popping in and out. Alright, this is a really interesting shaped plastic that came with my oranges. Of course, it doesn't want to lay flat. That's interesting. Okay, we could end up with something really interesting because it does not want to lay flat. There we go. So I'm going to use some scrap paper that has writing on the side that you can see because I'm going to try to not blur out this entire video. The camera likes to blur if it's a solid sheet of color, so I'm not trying to advertise whatever it is on these papers. Ooh. That's a very fish scaly kind of thing going on there. And move that off to the side. I'm going to use this piece of cardboard from the front of a box. It's really tossing you around out there. It shows that you're in the chat. It shows you're out of the chat. Everybody who is watching, who is attempting to watch, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for trying if it does give you a hassle, which sometimes happens. So we're just getting some base, just getting some paint down, and you just do it in layers, so don't worry if it doesn't look like a beautiful finished project yet. Ooh, I really like this pattern. I hope that is sorted for you. Looks like a bit of a pain in the patoot. All right, so I've got some paper that is like a wax paper. It was advertised as parchment. Oh no, come on. Don't blur on me. It was advertised as parchment paper, but it only is heat resistant to, I think, 400 degrees, where the other parchment paper I can find that's a little bit more expensive is heat resistant to 450 degrees. And so I've compared the two papers, and this one that's heat resistant to a lighter temp, or it's a lower temperature, I think is very similar to what is called deli paper. It's like a wax paper with the wax inside of the paper. So I'm going to use that to pick up this and see. I'm hoping that I can use this sort of like a tissue paper situation in future to glue down onto something. Good grief, could I talk about it anymore? Maybe I should just do it. Just do it. I'm going to use the brayer to push this down nice, really well, because I think the paint, even though I had tons on there, was finally getting to a dried stage. Yeah, it was starting to really dry up. Oh, dry up, as I used to say. It's still got some neat texture, certainly for a base. A lot of what you just said was censored on my end there, Fab. So I don't know what you said. Which reminds me that I should allow links just in case. So if a cat keeps you up all censored, it's a censored insomnia. Censored insomnia. I'm not sure exactly what you were saying there. All right, let's put some more paint on here. Oh wait, there's an edge that's wet. I can still see it. So, oh, here's another thing I'm going to use that is somewhat controversial. I don't know if anything I used so far was controversial. I'm using paint chips because I thought that the paint might transfer really nicely onto them. And also they already have a base coat. These paint chips, though, they were gotten... Sorry, I stopped to read the chat. These paint chips were acquired in a fair way. They were going to the garbage is what was happening. They had discontinued this particular style of paint chips at the paint store, or that particular paint company, so these were going to go into the landfill. So instead of that, I took them. If a cat keeps me up all night, is it a... I think I can guess what the word is, and I'm not going to say. I don't know. All I know, you didn't realize it was so lewd when you said all night. Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that the cat needs to sleep more, or I need to sleep. Hi, Vince. Welcome. I'm glad you made it. I think I'm going to put green on top of this. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's put whatever color this is. Brain work, deep turquoise on top of it. Woo! And it bubbled out. Old paint. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought you probably said in the part that they decided to bleep out. Censored, censored, censored. Censored, censored, senor. Senor. Ooh, that's a very beautiful purple. All right, and let's go with... What do we put on top? Let's put a pinky purpley deal on this side. That's the part where I stop and I go, what? Is that somebody talking outside? I think I hear my neighbors talking. Really? Has no bearing on what I'm doing right now. All right, so I'm just getting the little skins out of my old paint. Hiya! Oh, this in the middle. Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to spread it out first and then brayer off. And yes, I'll brayer off onto this book. Car specs book. Yeah, teal, turquoise, whatever. Yeah. It's a color. It's green, it's blue, it's both. And then we got this crazy dark purple over here. Actually, now that I look at these colors, they're making me think of that, what is it, King Cake? The New Orleans Mardi Gras. I mean, not that I know anything at all about that, it just, the colors made me think of that. Alright, so let's go in with the drywaller's tape. I'll put some here and put some there. I did cut some of them square and I cut some of them with the angles. It's a blue hue. Nice, you're having skewered chicken that you had to chase around to chase your chicken around so that you could get it skewered. Nice. Okay, so there's that. Now let's put a filter. That's a weird thing to say. Let's put a, that is what I mean though. I want to sort of filter it through. Let's do stars. Let's have the stars in our eyes. And let's get some more paper. This is the part where I realized I should have just done a background and then put this on top. It didn't comply, your chicken. I like a nice skewered chicken, me. I'm putting this onto the green. It's really not a good plan. I mean, it's not terrible, but you can't really see it very well. Look, you gotta have some excitement with your dinner. Alright, so I didn't press it down into some of those as well as I could have, but it's alright. I'm just doing layers, man. Well, maybe you wouldn't have had to chase it around so much if you weren't trying to cover it in sun-dried tomatoes. Your kitchen's covered in sun-dried tomatoes. Nice. My kitchen's covered in cat. My cat is not thrilled that I shooed her out of the bedroom this morning. And she's been a naughty little girl all morning. Ever since. Getting up on the counters. So there's a background. It wanted a fake tan. Nice. Oh, I can hear the cat right now. She must have heard me talking about her. I've shut my door so she can't come in because she's been getting into naughty places in my craft room. You may hear her crying because she is a sad deer. Yeah, I like these colors better than some of the other ones we've done so far. We'll just layer them up. It'll be great. Oh, look at that. That one almost cleaned off my entire plate. We're getting up some of the colors from the first layer. We got some of the yellow and some of the red. Did you hear the meow? Yeah, I'm not surprised. She's making her presence known. All right, let's move on to another layer. What color shall we do? Let's bring out the neons. Cat hairs get everywhere. Oh, no kidding. She's got very fine hair. I find cat hair in my mouth quite a lot now. I don't even mind. If the cat hair is in here, that's one thing, but she is climbing up on top of things and knocking down, like, picture frames and things. Like, that's not appropriate behavior. And she's also being snooty, so if you show her the water bottle instead of jumping down right away now, she just narrows her eyes at you. Like, how dare you? But anyhow. Do I sound like a new parent? One who won't shut up? Because that's what I feel like. Uh, once I start sleeping again, it'll be great. This neon, I think, is not going to blend as nicely as some of the other paint. I don't know what exactly is different in it. No, I saw a little skin. Here it is. But it just is. I'm not a paint scientist, so I can't say. Let's start with this. Did you know that? Did you know I was not a paint scientist? I bet you knew that. Contempt, yes. Cats do get that. They have attitudes. If they don't like how you treated them, if they think you've wronged them, then look out. It will knock your coffee cup down while staring into your eyes. Unauthorized. Yes. Yeah, she's been getting into bad places. Little sneaky girl. But she's adorable. She is adorable. I do love her. I just don't want to put up with her nonsense. Let's try the drawer liner. A little cat, please. Yeah, no, she's not coming in here. If that's what you mean. Could you see the cat? Not today. No. We're having a standoff. Maybe next time. Alright, so just making, oh, I'm just making really cool marks. Super cool marks, guys. Oh, this makes me want to set this down and put paper over top of it. So I'm going to. I apologize. This is going to happen off screen because I don't have room for it. A little dog. Oh, that'd be adorable. Make sure you check the washing. Oh my goodness. Yes. No, don't worry about that. I'm 100% on top of that. It's been ridiculous. I've been running around like the mother of a small child. I must always know where my cat is. Always. Oh, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I took the time to do that because I really like what's going on here. All right, let's get this background going. My poor cat. My poor cat has, she's only lived here for a month and a half now, and let's get some more of this onto these paint chips. And she's got a beautiful climbing structure. She's got, the climbing structure has scratch posts on it, like 4 of them, but she also has 2 other scratch posts. She's got a track with a trapped ball in it. She's got a whole bunch of balls with bells inside of them. She's got like mice and like everything you can think of for a little kitty cat she has. But she thinks she's being wronged because she can't climb up on top of boxes with files in them, for example. Sitting on top of the open part of the files. Oh, we've done the slow blink. We do like each other, the cat and I. We do care about each other. But she gets ideas in her head. All right. I should shut up about my cat. Trying to find some that we've already done background prints on so that we can print over top just so you can see what that effect is like. I should go to the first one, which was, it's getting buried. There's just not enough space for this. Yes, she does like to sit up. Way up, because she is better than us. We should know that, because we're We're just for humans. So let's go ahead and print on top of that with, there's a lot of red on there. Let's print with, I want to say green, but that might be just way too far the other way. Let's use purple. I have a lot of purple here. It starts with 1 cat and then 12 cats later. Nice. Oh, there's a big skin in there. I think there must be an auction on, because there is what sounds like a man singing in monotone outside of my house. I'm pretty sure that's the auction I can hear. I don't think they have an auction every Saturday, but I'm just going to use a few different colors of purple. A couple drops of white to make it a little bit lighter. That's the sound of me making a choice. You're so loopy tonight. I can understand. I would say I was loopy today, but I'm just it's sort of more like being in a daze. A thing where you're like, I know I slept a bit, but I feel really weird. I think it's time to drink iced tea. All right. Uh-oh. I think I sprayed paint on my brand new shirt. Good job. Oh, you guys. All right, I'm going to use this crazy stencil I made myself because it's all triangle lines and straight lines, and I'm going to put it over top of this, which is all ovals. There are lots of things you can do with your prints. You can do just lots of things. You can make embellishments out of them. You can use them as pages inside of journals. You can tear them up and glue them to things. A 5-liter container from Avon for iced tea. That sounds like it would be too heavy to lift to pour. I have a really cool thing. I haven't been able to make it work though, because the gasket isn't sitting right, but it's like a huge mason jar with a spout on it, like a spigot. That's pretty cool. Yes, yes, definitely if you're going to be doing something splatty, it makes sense to wear an old shirt. I just wanted to, like, I was so warm I wanted a tank top, and I just threw on this, it's a new tank top, but it's like a home tank top or whatever. Not that I want paint on it, but I didn't really think about it. I just chucked it on because it was the right temperature. I guess you would call it, I call it tank top, but over there you'd call it like a vest. Well, that's what it is, but it's collapsible. Mine is glass. It doesn't collapse. I got it at my local London Drugs. It's kind of funny. You guys live in London. I shop at London Drugs. I really like this. It's fun. I have really no call for it. I just wanted it so bad because it looked really cool, which I bet you could understand. I'm going to use this to pick up the last of these lines. Knitted tank tops in the 70s. Nice. that's interesting. What happened here? I think I pulled paint off of the jelly paper. It's a skin of paint that came off of, I say jelly paper, off of this parchment paper that's not exactly parchment paper. Interesting. All right, well that's good to know for future. That's just got some neat stuff on it. Oh, and here's some more paint. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. It's amusing to me, folks who are not available to read the chat. It sounded like I lost my mind, but that happened a long time ago. All right, let's go with yellow. I'm just gonna put a whole bunch of yellow, way more than I planned. Blurp. It's those skins acting up, making my paint be all wonky. Oh, the 70s, good times. I was riding my tricycle in the 70s. Ooh, I wonder if you heard that noise. That was my tum-tum saying, what? I wasn't really in a bad mood, but I certainly don't mind you guys bringing the yucks. Bring in the noise, bring in the funk, and bring in the yucks. I'm just going to show you the page where I'm brayering off. It's getting prettier and prettier as we go. So that'll be useful for something later. Yes, I agree. I am entirely bonkers, and all the best people are. I totally agree. All right, back to this shelf liner. I love this shelf liner. It's makes a beautiful mark. So again, I'm going to pop it off to the side and press a paper right on it because it's foam, so it's really picking up this paint. It's almost like a big foam stamp of these little puffy square sort of dots. And depending on how hard you push it, you get more, like if you squish it down, they spread out and go in sort of a circular pattern. There we go. And now those stars, like this sheet, I could use for something now. It just had the little stars, but now it's a whole sheet of sort of patterned paper. Yeah, I love the effect. This is definitely one of my favorites. So let's just do that on top of this sheet where we've already taken a print. Hello. Hi, Mom. Dots, dots, dots. I'm just a guy made of dots and lines. And this won't come off of my finger. I'm trying to knock this off my finger into my trash can, but no, it will not. Let's see what else I've got here I can print on. Guess just more. Let's print on some more of these paint chips. And then I think, because I've got this pattern all on my gelatin plate, I'll put a dark color right over top of this. And then we'll pull that all up and see if we can get one good solid print. Let's put green on here. Get lots of nice wet paint on there to reactivate that bottom layer. We want the paint to stick to this paint, which is going to stick to the paper, and then pull off of the gelatin plate. That's the idea anyways. You can never predict what you're going to get. Checking the skewers. Off to see where the sun-dried tomato got. Chicken. Chicken is on the skewers. Giving this good firm pressure. Yeah, that's pulling up the stuff that was underneath. You can see it around the edges there. So again, more really nice pattern paper that you can use however you like. And I think I'll pull one more off of there. Let's put it over top of something. Let's put it over top of this. So let's use a mask. Oh, let's use the mask of the letters and numbers. I don't know if I can press down hard enough. These are pretty thin stencils, so I might be able to. Alright. Well, that's kind of fun. Some letters and numbers. Whoa. Oh, it's just pulling against the other stencil. Why is it making that terrible noise? Alright, so I'm just taking this, which is one that we already made, base. And actually, this is going to be the last print of the day, folks. It's not my favorite print, but it's certainly ready to go further. I have run out of room. My hands are dirty. Let's look at the prints that we made. Alright, well there's this one. And there's this one. Pretty fun. There's the one that's like the pattern paper. I like this one. It's hard to show it because it's still wet, so it wants to bend. I know! I'm filthy. I like that this little bit of purple and white came up as well. So that's fun. It's pattern paper. No, nothing wrong with that. This one we just got a background on, which I like as well. Bring up this. the two different textures. And then we got our deli paper that we can print more on later and then tear up like tissue paper and glue down. And then we got this one, which is a lot of fun, and also this one with the stars. So I know it doesn't really seem like we got a whole lot done, but really we got quite a few. Quite a few. Yeah, the stars. And I think this one is super cool. It's hard to tell which one. When you say, that's the one I like, it's hard to tell because it's all out of, I don't get your comment at the same time as I show the thing. So I apologize for that. But that's how you jelly plate. You just take layers and layers, you make textures, you do color contrasts. I mean, I'm using a ton of colors. You could just use black and white. You could just use, oh, the star one. Yeah, I like the star one too. You could use one texture. You could really use no texture if you're just using the stencils. But there's so many things you could do. And I mean, using them, the one mask we used was, sorry as I dig it out, just a piece from a front of some packaging. You know, so really, you don't have to, I mean, the jelly plate is an investment that you'd have to make if you wanted to do gelatin printmaking, but you don't have to do gelatin printmaking. All you need is something that's going to let you spread paint on it, make marks, and then release that paint back up onto your paper. So even this was giving us good paint release, this drawer liner stuff. So you don't have to have a gelatin plate to make some really cool prints, is all I'm saying, folks. Have a really good one, everybody. I'll try and be back next Saturday. I don't know how that's going to go. We might have to change the schedule a bit just because we got the, oops, I got a bunch of paint on the side. Just because of my changed sleeping pattern right now with the kitty cat. But we'll play it by ear. I'll do the best I can. I'm going to try and get some videos up onto YouTube that are just videos, not just of the live streams. So there's few changes coming in the way, possibly. But until then, I hope you craft like nobody's business. I hope you make prints or whatever it is that makes you happy. I hope you do it. And I will see you around the internets, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you.